stat is for black men or just men out here killing over a woman.
I mean, that happens often
How
too.
many people are in prison for killing over a woman, a low quality woman at that? How many men have died over hoes, unpure women folk that have been so deep into the game and in the streets, they need to just stay away from everybody. They don't even need to get married. They need to just close their legs and go to work for the rest of their life.
Jezebels.
This need to go to, you just need to go be a door greeter at Walmart or something. You done been too deep in the streets. You shouldn't even want to have a family.
Okay. And we mentioned masculine traits earlier, briefly. So I want to ask, are masculine traits toxic as the media and world would make it seem?
No.
How not?
Because masculine trait is the masculine trait. The word toxic is another word that they've created and taken and made it into what they want it to be. Toxic. I thought toxic. When I think of toxic, I think of Swamp Thing. Toxic chemicals and things like that. It's no such thing as a toxically masculine, characteristic.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about, you can't even say that's a male characteristic. Punching people in the face isn't a male characteristic. Using profane words or calling somebody, being disrespectful with your words, that isn't a man characteristic. That's a people characteristic. Being masculine is just a man being a man. Just like, that's like, it was a toxic feminine characteristics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be both. So yeah, but
so let me ask this.
Go ahead.
So I think personally that men do have more aggressiveness and type behaviors more so than women, but I also think that when used in the right way, it is definitely efficient and needed. You would want a man to be masculine if you were getting robbed for your purse. You'll want him to be able to fight. You will want him to know combat. So you wouldn't want him to be like, "Oh, girl, let's run." You would want him to be, quote unquote, masculine. So when it benefits you, it's good. But when it doesn't benefit you, it's bad. It's just how it's used, really. So I do think that being aggressive and being combative, physically combative and aggressive is good if it's used right. But you shouldn't just be hitting and beating on people, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's two sides there. It's what is it, catch-22, what they call it. So I don't think being aggressive and physically violent is necessarily bad, because if there's a war going on, you want your men to be violent, aggressive, and fighting.
Don't lie.
Yeah. So you don't want them out there screaming and saying, "We just need to get along." Like I said, if somebody breaking in your house, you don't want a man acting like that.
Or maybe you do. Maybe you think it's a movie where all the skinny women can beat up all the big buff guys.
Yeah, the 6'8" man.
Go ahead with it. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm just a person that grew up on Arnold Schwarzenegger and them almost barely making it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you got
the
women
just destroying.
Skinny as me, they probably like 5'6".
No, they probably like 5'4", 120.
Get tossed out the window.
Choking men out with their legs. Like, that's no way that'll happen.
I'll go just straight like.
Yeah, like she would have to be a professional fighter fighting
straight
like
up, man.
Fighting straight like a below average male.
Straight up, you had to be a professional fighter because you got to know how to take hits. You got to have a muscle mass to absorb the blows. Them women be too skinny to take any hits.
Yeah, it just ain't.
It ain't happening, realistic. Man.
So,
go ahead.
Are men leading women astray?